Alright, what we got over here? No boat in the boathouse today. This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. What do we got here? Oh, fuck. Let's examine. So, first off, hell yeah. But, only +1 savoir-faire. Considering Encyclopedia is giving us money right now. Come on.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring. Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Disappointing.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
I don't want Kim to disapprove of me. No need to be grim. I was not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens and getting some fresh air.
I meant no offense, just...
The lieutenant doesn't know how to finish the sentence. He looks at you, putting the trap back in the ground. Oh, fuck yeah. The bathhouse is shoddily constructed. Boathouse. A strong breeze might blow it over. Bathhouse. Have we been down here? We must not have done. There's a button here. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of the shaded bench, covered in rust. The sign says entry into dite, or whatever. An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim. Even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Can you imagine living in such a world? Why this many bullet holes?
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them. A dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The morning sun rises beyond the horizon, radiating the first light of the day. The order was carried out at dawn. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this is kind of a stupid question, but you know.
The abundance of bullet holes leads to 2 options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background.
I think it's impressive that you've managed to discern this much specific details already. Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. soldiers from some side. But from which one?
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant. The one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Feld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
The lieutenant nods.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Amazing. Well, that was depressing. Let's go back to hunting for cryptids. That's what we're all really here for, I assume. It's what I'm here for at this point. Don't tell Kim. He'd disapprove. The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Oh, fuck. Come on. What is this? Is this a hat? Yes. So we got... Peepo... Fawn, Peepo. +2 logic, -1 perception. +2 logic has got to be better than the 1 encyclopedia. Even if it comes with -1 perception. Oh yeah, baby, now we're talking. Alright, background. We gotta look at the trap that, the cryptozoologist, I've forgotten his name. Morel. We gotta look at Morel's trap again, which is just right up here. I walked right past a thing. Oh, almost missed 45 cents. That would have been a fucking tragedy.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But
Look around.
the reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake. It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very cozy place to stay night after night.
Weird how Savoir-Faire was the one that chimed in with that.
The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
Reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself.
Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
He smiles and raises his collar. It's windy. I wonder if Kim's dialogue would actually change, because he's mentioned running a few times. I wonder if it would be different if you actually just walked around instead of running. I don't know. It should. Now, where did he say the other one was? One's by the bridge, but... That's a Noland Vint Singh, an unsuccessful model. I don't remember where he said. I have located another area I totally missed. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The building before you housed the engine. Must have been a big one. The chains trail off into the ocean, to who knows where. Knock knock.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while.
Can't help but
You
notice.
see a handle.
Can't help but notice its door unopenable. So I've not got high hopes for this one. What is this thing anyway?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Not great odds. Well, here we go.
You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. It does not budge. Not only is it locked, it's also jammed shut.
Huh. The door shut tight. How can we get in there?
We don't get in there.
What do you mean? We get into, like, everywhere.
Frankly, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you can't get in through every single door.
No. We've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors. We're cops. That's our perk. Even Everard knew that's a part of our MO.
But that's who I am. Who we are.
Yeah, I understand you. I like opening doors as much as the next guy. But this one is simply beyond repair, and we don't have the resources needed to open it. Relax. No one's hiding in there. If we can't open it, others can't either. And thus they can't get in.
He looks at the door with a rueful smile.
At least you can think about opening it. About doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to your life. Perhaps something useful would come from this.
Let's examine that thought. God damn it. It cannot be. A disgrace. That door on the coast. You remember the one, right? The one that leads to the abandoned supply depot. Why, in the name of all that's holy, does it not open? Why? There has to be a way to get through that unopenable door. By gods, you're the police. All doors are supposed to open before you. What will the others at the precinct think if you can't open a goddamn door? There must be a door. Amazing. This actually comes with a bonus while you're researching it. Crazy. But we've still gotta figure out the armor one. 'Cause, you know, we're inevitably probably going to end up with some altercation with the mercenaries, right? This was the one, wasn't it? It really hurts to punch this armor. We didn't read this, did we? A sword wouldn't leave even a scratch. A bullet would bounce right off. Still, there must be some flaw in it that would allow you to stand against this dangerous enemy technology. You just have to figure out what it is. Possibly by beating yourself while wearing it? Shooting yourself? Let's see. We have to do that one. The barrel has been recently discarded. It still smells of fuel oil. What have we here? Well. This goes in the armor slot. Rhetoric and minus empathy. We don't have many empathetic shirts, huh? It's like, you know, this seems like it's better for just your average day-to-day because it's got the rhetoric on it. And it would be like, well, let's just put on the armor if we think we're going to get into a scuffle. But what if you unexpectedly get into a scuffle? You don't have time to put on your fucking cuirass at that point, do you? Is not good enough. We will stick with the cuirass. It goes so well with our oriental bathrobe. The boardwalk rises to your south. It casts its long shadow over you. Here's the other thing.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
Well, obviously, the phasmid needs to find it. Look around.
The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the Cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Reach for the trap.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we are done.
His face is red from the cold sea air. He crouches to catch his breath. Bummer it wasn't in here.
I'm just glad we haven't found some poor cat trapped in one of these.
Do not even suggest such a thing to me. I would not be able to cope. Someone made a campfire here a long time ago. A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. This ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. Oh, fuck. We got a scarf. A scented scarf. +1 shivers. Shivers is my favorite, but -2 physical instrument. +2 drama as well. Same logic as the armor. You can't know in advance necessarily to take off your scented scarf because of its -2 physical instrument. And this is +2 drama, so it's probably just better than the +1 shivers, given we already have a lot of shivers. It is my favorite stat. Tiny inlets there, off in the far distance, where the posts trail towards. Now we gotta go over to the bridge, and then we can go and talk to our cryptozoological friend. Oh wait, we found Idiot Doom Spiral's jacket, didn't we? Hey, ma'am.
Tequila sunset.
I found your jacket.
Ah, tequila. I knew you'd come through. That's fucking great, man.
I found a little more than I bargained for.
What's that supposed to mean?
There was a dead body nearby.
What's that got to do with my jacket?
It's a pretty freaky coincidence.
What do I care about some local stiff? You gonna give me the jacket or no?
Fine, take the stupid thing.
Let me see. What? This isn't my jacket. My jacket was beautiful. This is fucking filthy. What am I supposed to do with this?
Look, I may have just seen an omen of my impending death. I don't care about the jacket.
I'm not taking a disgusting pile of hobo rags. I may be in an irrecoverably decaying orbit, but I've still got standards. Either bring it back the way it was before, or find a dumpster to burn it in.
You know, despite the guano, it looks like the jacket itself is stain resistant. It may just need a good scrubbing.
Ah, that lady over here is scrubbing, correct? Or is in a scrubbable position. May you scrub my jacket?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
I found this jacket, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for me?
I can wash it for you. But it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
I can't come back later. I have to wait.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I could use a breather before another rainy day begins.
Well, as long as Kim agrees. Yeah, I'll wait.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you take better care of it than its last owner.
I am... My resolve is beginning to weaken, because I'm getting anxious about how much time we have left to actually accomplish stuff. So I was considering for a second asking for her signature, but I have to have some self-restraint. Let's have a look at the jacket. Pain half-light, -1 drama. That's not bad. It's a jacket compared to +1 drama in electrochemistry. Well, drama goes down by 1, but we've currently got +3 drama, so it seems like this would be pretty much a strict upgrade. But we've got to give it to Doom Spiral. We're not thieves. Doom Spiral, great news.
Tequila sunset.
Here's your jacket, fresh washed.
My jacket?
Yeah, the one you had me clean the seagull shit off of.
A look of consternation crosses the man's face. He looks at you, then at his bottle, then back at you.
What the fuck are you talking about, Tequila?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Rosemary, what the fuck is Tequila talking about?
Aye, that's the jacket you stole 2 weeks ago. From the kid who was making it with his gal on the beach.
Man, come on, Doom Spiral. Have you got no fucking self-restraint?
That's disgusting. I've never done anything like that in my life. You're both delusional. Found. That's medium concept stuff.
It becomes abundantly clear to you how this man managed to lose his keys, business, friends, and girlfriend.
You're right, Logic. This is yet another piece of evidence to that, but it wasn't hard to figure out how that came to be in the first place. He really is an idiot Doom Spiral.
I'm calling it. It's neurological.
Your loss. I'm keeping the jacket for myself.
That shit is so medium concept, I wouldn't touch it with a stick. But yeah, okay. I'm sure it looks great on you.
He's calling me
It's an okay
mid.
jacket, if you're into that look.
If you're into that sort of thing, I'm being shamed by both of you. He called me mid, and now you're saying if you're into
Let's
that.
step aside for a second. I have something I want to talk about.
A word?
I've been meaning to have a little chat with you about your sense of style.
What do you mean, Kim? My style? What about it?
It's, well, a little eclectic, don't you think? How would you even describe what you're wearing?
Status-based.
Eclectic is for pop music with indigenous percussion. You're a sartorial maverick.
Regular core. Office Harbinger.
Well, I can't say it doesn't fit you.
That might be the worst insult I've ever received in my life. It cut me right to my core.
Still, you might try branching out a little. You know the expression, the clothes make the man. The right outfit in the right situation can make all the difference in the world.
Like a mega binoclard? Oh my god, just be rude, why don't you? Jesus Christ. Okay, you're a sharp-dressed man. We could be style buddies.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, detective.
A warm smile.
Anyway, we should probably get back to the case.
Alright, Kim. I feel like that's improved it by a whole fucking lot immediately right there, you know? Kim disapproves of my style, so this has suddenly become pressingly important to me. Yeah, I mean, we're wearing, you know, you can't see the armor anymore, which was kind of bringing the look down a little. None of our shoes are going to go with this. That's just a fact of life that we're going to have to accept. We have no good shoes. I feel like that improved the fashion situation significantly, just putting the jacket on. Alright. Now, even if apparently it is medium concept, and if you're into that kind of thing, you know, I suppose that's, you know, it's fine. It's not like I'm upset about it or anything. It's fine, you know. Where's that goddamn trap? It's around here? Yeah.
It takes you a moment, but finally, you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds.
Look around.
The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. You see slabs of concrete north. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold.
Reach for the trap.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locusts.
Could it be?
No phasmid either. But still.
It's empty.
Your voice echoes on the coast, carried by a gust of cold wind.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap.
You're right. It probably wasn't the phasmid, but still, Morel needs to know.
We did sort of promise to tell them, didn't we?
He seems to regret the fact. Yeah. Ahead, decades-old concrete defenses. Children play on them now. So, yeah, so you're saying there's a chance that it's the phasmid. It probably isn't. Although, I don't know, this game seems to have some supranatural overtones. Because, like, the Pale sure sounds like a fucking supernatural entity, doesn't it? It's just that it is also, like, just a fact of life for their world, so they don't see it that way. But, like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you're new.
Hi, gendarme.
Oh, it's you.
Another rendezvous.
You're here.
I am. So are you. What brings you here?
What are you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
This is where I'm going to go down in history. I'm going to sing karaoke.
Really? Well, I look forward to that.
Tell me again about that muscular type who came to investigate the crime.
Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
What did you tell him?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
And he believed you?
Why shouldn't he?
Fair enough. Did you tell him about your friend?
What friend?
Your Sunday friend, the witness.
No, I don't think it came up.
That's fair enough. What did he look like?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
His earpiece?
Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that fancy security guards sometimes wear.
What was he saying?
Just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Besides muscular, did he have any other identifying traits?
Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries.
Naturally.
He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese.
Thanks for the information.
Sure. Anything else on your mind?
I met your Sunday friend.
You did? And how did you like him?
I didn't. He's a government official. I don't trust governments.
Ah, shoot. Why not?
Who is he?
A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can always return.
Return where?
To his opportunities in Occident, Sur la Clé. Still, his coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know.
What are you two?
Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time.
Sorry, I'm the stupidest man on the planet. What does it mean, a Sunday friend?
That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess.
Is that even a friend?
It is. On Sundays.
Why was he staying at your place in the middle of the night? I'm the stupidest man alive. Could you please elaborate?
He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
I don't want to talk about other people. I want to talk about you.
What about me, gendarme?
Do we
What
have
about
any
you, Doc?
composure equipment we can put on before we try that? Perception. It was a white check, so we can try it again if we fail. I will try it regardless, because you never know. These are composure. Those weren't right, yeah. Anything else? Savoir-faire. No. Wait, is anything... we're wearing a minus to composure. No. Okay.
Hi again, gendarme.
What is it? What about him? About the way he carries himself?
It's the sports. He's a sports guy. All about that physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else here.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
I see no reason to doubt your words. So true, King. Now let's put our empathy shoes back on. Hey, Morale.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
All right, fine.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
I'm basically also a cryptozoologist now.
I knew it.
Fuck. I should have known better.
Well, in that case, sweetie, let me give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mesk in origin. The pin is an antique, quite special to the cryptozoological community.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes.
That's pretty sick.
You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
You never told me you've seen the phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
Remember to stay hydrated.
But, darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
Measuring things is important. How did she get the size?
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
I'm something of a cryptozoologist myself.
Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden...
Wait, where was this and how old were you?
I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there.
So just basically when you had gained sentience and started forming memories.
She'd just started forming memories. Real memories. Not the billowy haze of infanthood.
See? Me and empathy. I'm something of an empath myself.
Betancourt got
We
bombed
did it.
in the war. It used to be quite near, circa 20 kilometers from here.
Do love the idea you just make $2 for getting an encyclopedia roll. Can we do this in a menu? Okay. What do we want to forget? White morning doesn't seem very helpful. Didn't we have one that's like really bad? +3 shivers, right? That was a fucking banger right there. Maybe Motorway South. I do like Inland Empire, but this one is just like not really doing very much. This is if the shirt slot is empty. Right. Let's forget that one. Especially since it has anti-synergy with Encyclopedia. And then we can start on the fair weather. Which is, just planning for the future. What happened?
The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it. I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds.
This is not what I was expecting her to say. I was expecting this to go really differently. I wasn't expecting her to have, like, such a genuine seeming memory. You know what I mean? I was kind of expecting her to be a little bit more, oh yeah, I didn't actually see it. It's just morale liked that I did. Which I guess could still happen, but this seems like a genuine experience she at least believes she had. Did you follow it?
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't go.
Inland Empire, stop being weird. Then what?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
Imagine having the self-confidence to drop your encounter with a cryptozoological entity on your date. It couldn't be me, man. I would not have that kind of bravery.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing.
But it sounds like she encountered something huge. You were making such tiny traps.
If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
How big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
What if it is the case?
That's a success. You didn't really say much. You were on a date?
Our first, yes.
The old woman looks at her husband tenderly.
The glance is tender, yes, but tempered by something else. A thought she can't express, even to him. Interesting.
Maybe she doesn't believe after all. Its limbs are white?
Not all of them. There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends.
Maybe you imagined it, Lena.
How could she? Who imagines this?
She was 5.
She didn't know about the phasmid. This is the main thing here. What makes it a confirmed sighting? She had no previous knowledge of the insect.
Right, but... like... it's not even a 100% accurate description. And I don't know, man. If you're surrounded by reeds, I don't know if saying I saw a reed monster when I was a child was all that strange, really, you know? I get where you're coming from, but I don't feel like that logic applies in this situation.
So she couldn't have made it up, or imagined it.
But she could have, couldn't she? Just because it happened to coincidentally match the description of a probably fake creature. Like, you know, like, it just happens to be like that. It doesn't mean she couldn't have imagined it.
That's true, yes. I'm almost certain neither my mother nor my grandmother knew of it. It was only when I started telling my story as a teenager that boys would tell me, Lena...
She lowers her voice, imitating a boy.
You trying to tell us you saw the Insulindian phasmid out there in those reeds? Get out of here. They just give me a cider and ruffle my hair and tell me to stop dreaming. But I saw it.
Seems hard to imagine they called it the Insulindian phasmid, but... Kim, what do you think of this?
I thought it was a wonderful story, ma'am.
He closes his notes and gives her a simple smile. Thank you for sharing this with me.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just... such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own. Into the mud. Anywhere.
Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of your cryptids you've studied. Could you tell me tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
Yes, your husband's not real, as we know.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Fine. Okay, Kim, just one little cryptid, promise.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Ooh, tough choice there.
Is this bird a cryptid? Point to the tie she gave you.
No. It's the cryptid.
The cryptid?
Oh, yes.
The small silvery skull shines between your fingers, its beak sharp. Okay, what is this bird?
The eight-eyed teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.5 meters.
Okay.
It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said. Until...
Mutation? All of evolution is a mutation.
You are correct until...
Until it was sighted by renowned Gottwaldian explorer and naturalist Uwe Plattenkalk in 21.
This renown seems a bit dubious. Your own catalogue comes up completely empty. But, of course, you are not all-knowing.
Are you sure? Okay, I need to hear about the sighting.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oamrau Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plattenkalk got separated from his group during a sandstorm.
Okay, and Omarau is...
The world's largest canyon system, sweetie. It's a barren waste east of the Erg Desert. An ancient riverbed completely dried up.
What happened?
Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years. Since the fall of Pericarnassus. He was lost, without any navigation equipment, and desperately low on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high in the noon sky. A great black bird. It seemed gargantuan. Every now and then, the bird would dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. But by the time Uwe got there, the teratorn had taken off already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times.
He was following it?
Yes, or rather, hunting. A bird that big has a lot of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, Dr. Plattenkalk followed the teratorn until they reached a great canyon wall where the bird finally landed to rest. The professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with his head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached, slowly squeezing the rock in his fist. Then the teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider.
Ugh.
And the man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen into place with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird.
Why?
The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back. Every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uwe spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away.
Hold on, how did he survive to tell the story?
The 8-eyed teratorn was indifferent to him, as long as he didn't get closer than 2 steps. It even let him feed on some carcasses up there, and the 2 unfertilized eggs it left behind.
I don't want Kim to disapprove of me. An 8-eyed, mind-controlling bird? Come on.
Yes way, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since, but Wamrau is vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets.
Modern radar telemetry shows great promise. We will confirm this one by the end of the decade, latest.
All right, ma'am.
This one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever to live, it also does mind control.
You know, Kim, when you lay it out all like that, it sure does sound pretty unbelievable, doesn't it?
He's sincere. He likes the audacity of
It is pretty incredible. So that was the last anyone saw of it?
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Ilmara. And then there's the striking resemblance to the Pericarnassian imperial eagle.
Why does it have 8 eyes?
Heraldic symbol that is hard to pass off as coincidence. The imperial eagle, too, had 8 eyes.
Okay, I guess.
Not really. It's just stylization. The way they drew eyes. It's not a zoological drawing.
What do you mean stylization? I'm trying to picture in my head a way that you could draw an eye that makes it look like more eyes. And I don't really get it, but I'm not very good at visualizing. I'm pretty close to a 5 on that visualization scale.
Very, very hard.
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know?
I promised Kim I would only ask about one. This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else.
Of course, dear.
That's all for now. Let's look at this tie. Oh, hell yeah. Inland Empire and Elysium. Let's go. Drama's gone down to -1. It's probably still better, and it is pretty sweet. But drama is a cool stat. But this is 2 different stats. Because it's like we can have 2 at +2 for this, but that one goes down to -1. What else is doing that? Your -1 drama. Let's not put that one on. Morale, can we talk now?
Ha ha! Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He gives you a gruff pat on the shoulder.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial. But inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
So I checked all the traps.
Good. Okay.
And one of them was empty.
Completely empty?
The cryptozoologist's eyes grow wide. Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
He rubs his chin.
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct them.
Of course, more clever.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locust and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps. Make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
It's not very scientific to reason backward from a conclusion you want to be true.
I appreciate your concern, officer, but please leave this to the experts. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture.
You're jabbing at the soft underbelly of his psyche. He realizes he's gotten defensive.
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity?
Kuno's a hooligan. This is interfacing. We have interfacing gloves we can put on. Do we have any other interfacing stuff going on? Are any of you minus interfacing? No. Do we have any other interfacing gear? Probably not. Can't imagine anything here is interfacing. But you never know. Composure. No. Alright, it's probably pretty close to 100%.
Hello. Lena and
Yeah.
I were just discussing the design of the new trap.
Develop an alternative theory about the missing locusts.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locusts.
A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bugs?
Really? Don't they do that, though, sometimes?
Oh, my dear Morel, you've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up.
Delinquents, my favorite.
He doesn't sound like it's really his favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Understood.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around
Mutants.
here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs.
He looks at his tea.
Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologise, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
Did you know Gary was hiding the armor?
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
I don't know, man. He's got fascist in his name. They're not that loyal.
I don't know what got into him, officer. Thank you for letting him off easy. He won't forget it. We'll make sure he won't.
I'll get going. Alright, let's talk to you.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Yeah, guess we have nothing to say. Fair enough, we did already get that off of you. We've talked to you, right?
Again? I can't believe this shit.
He shakes his head, looking like he really is having trouble believing this shit.
He might be wearing a disguise.
Cool shades, are you wearing a disguise?
Yes, it's a hobby of mine.
He looks at you inquisitively.
As if waiting for some kind of reaction or response. Something to click. It's not happening, though. Who is this guy?
Okay, see you around. A true mystery we may never discover.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme. Used on everything, from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes.
What are its hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
Where do I get such a crown?
It comes free with a six-pack of Vermilion Roy d'Or. The words Roy d'Or are stamped into the crown's plastic.
The idea of a king in a century gone is pretty fascinating.
The sentiment is called anti-centennial nostalgia, pining for a time before the turn of the century. It's common even now, after 50 years. It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta.
The what? Sounds like my stomach is growling.
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
The vows.
The vows of blood and flesh.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
What is fascism, though?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revishal's problems?
Financiers?
Yes, them, but also women.
Woman?
Women, men of Wu. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Wu men need to go back to the fucking kitchen.
Endurance. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that Wu men need to know their place.
But I'm a feminist.
Feminists? No, it can't be. Not you. No one believes this.
Did you know you can forget thoughts? Go to your thought cabinet and forget all about feminism.
Am I having some kind of stomach seizure?
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Why am I getting this?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
What? I have? Fascism sounds bad, so bad though. Oh, never mind this. Never mind. I made up my mind about fascism.
You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to be played by an upset stomach.
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver. It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
Unbelievable. I can't believe that my lower intestine is a fascist. What a world we live in. Hey, Kuno. You rapscallion.
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
You need to act decisively. It's Kuno. Use Kuno words.
Wish I could have been there to see it. Now I have some questions.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonaught.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about some missing locusts, would you?
No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison!
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Hold on. No one is lame here, fellow kids. Just tell me what happened.
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
Lame. That rings some bells. Could this be connected to Night City? AKA, the City of Rage.
Kuno, is this about Rage City?
Oh god, Kuno, no! It's gonna happen now. They're gonna make you lame.
Stop it, see. No one's gonna make anyone lame. Kuno's got this under control.
There's definitely something going on here. You should check out Kuno's shack, the one with the pig's head.
Understood. I talked to Manana about the armor.
So?
He said thank you. Wasn't too keen on chasing down the armor anyway.
Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
He looks slightly confused.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello.
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Good idea.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. Don't be saying what Kuno said back to Kuno. Get the fuck out of here, Patterson Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Okay, I'm off.
Kuno...
Let's investigate the scene of the crime. I guess this isn't the scene of the crime, but you know. It's crawling with locusts in here. A magnesium supplement you rub on your chest to live a happy magnesium-rich life.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows.
Seems like we've cracked a case, boys.
Like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants.
Plus interfacing. That didn't save, did it? Yes, it did. Okay.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case.
The lieutenant looks around, writes something in his notebook, and turns to you.
Of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well.
Yes, precisely what I was thinking.
Yes. I feel we are nearing a real breakthrough.
We should talk to Kuno about this, get him to stop.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things. You are doing just fine.
I mean, you know, it's a little disappointing, but not unexpected. Please talk.
Fuck does Kuno care?
The boy turns to you. He doesn't care. Brackets. I know you took the locust from the traps the cryptozoologist set up.
Yeah. Kuno took the bugs. So what?
So it wasn't a phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you.
You say you don't give a fuck about bugs, then you go and build a whole bug town.
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of locusts.
Oh.
Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends.
Stop!
She wails from behind the fence, then buries her face in her hands.
Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the night city he mentioned when you asked him where he's been.
So that in there is Night City.
Yeah, Locust City. City of rage. City of lights.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
Oh god, he's being cringe.
The lameness is causing her physical pain. The damage may be permanent.
City of Rage sounds like a cool place.
Kuno, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is. Please just don't say you're...
An artist. Maybe I am an artist. You hear that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist now.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
Hold on, did I hear you right? You said I?
Kuno made Kuno. Kuno says whatever the fuck he wants. There are no rules here, pig. I fucking say I when I wanna, and Kuno when I wanna. Kuno's free. Kuno's free to fucking die, bitch.
Oh.
This is what he sometimes does when things get tense.
Making art is a worthy calling. I'm something of an artist myself.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in, like, 3 seconds. Don't let him, Kuno!
I'm having a great time.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free.
He tears at the bottom of his shirt, trying to rip them open. They don't give way.
Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
Me and Kuno have discussed this. I promise I won't do that.
I don't believe you.
She disappears entirely behind the fence.
For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face. You've got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
I need you to stop taking locusts from the traps. The cryptozoologists are trying to find something very important. Those locusts are bait.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. She was right.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno. She doesn't know whether to be glad because Kuno is finally convinced of the lameness, or more worried because of his continued use of the first person singular. Kuno is Kuno, not I.
I have to ask, what does the city of locusts mean?
It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck.
Turns his face up to the heavens.
Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame.
What's gonna happen to the locusts?
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die.
Okay, now that's settled. I better be off.
The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
The Insulindian Phasmid.
He recognizes the name.
Wait, you know what the Insulindian Phasmid is?
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
There's silence between the two children. They're not saying anything to each other, nor looking in each other's direction.
We've done a good job here today, boys. We have made their relationship significantly worse. Let's go. We achieved something today. Hey, Morel, I have awful
Hello,
news.
officer. I think I almost have it. A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical, but I have a good feeling about this.
Damn. You had to say that to me before I do this, huh? I had a chat with this kid, Kuno. He promised to stop stealing the locusts.
So it was just a child.
He purses his lips, crestfallen.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right? It means we can try again.
She acts chipper, but something's changed in her tone. A hidden worry. Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid, or the missing locusts. It's something else.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time. And then maybe we can.
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
That's just something people tell themselves when they fail.
Damn it, maybe I can still restock the trap for you.
You can? Fine. It's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast. But after this...
He wants to see this tale through, as much as you. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this already. But he cannot let it drag out after this.
Really? It's too much, officer.
What Morel means is we're grateful for your help.
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely mention you, should this lead to a discovery. I'm not talking co-discovery, of course, but...
Oh, of course, right? Ah, god damn it, this Phasmid business is really fucking going on. At least it was the closest trap that was empty, so I don't have to walk all the way back over. No, I do still need to go over there because I want to try and do the forgery now, because there isn't really much else to do at this point. You know, what with most other leads kind of being done at this point. Alright, stock up this trap.
The trap stands empty amongst the reeds.
This was the
no
one.
insect sounds or
Fantastic.
The lieutenant looks at the familiar contraption and shrugs. Release the locusts.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good. Now that's done. When do you think we will return to our impending apocalypse of a murder investigation? Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
Damn, he knew I was going to say something cringe about the apocalypse. He's too smart for me. Alright, we're going to go over to the secluded trap, and we're going to do the forgery. Damned if it succeeds or not. This time we're just going for it. We've dragged this out long enough. Hold on. Using a thermodynamic expander condenser cycle. Nice. Fucking nerd. Alright, it was you.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
Alright, let's do this.
A 12 to 40 month with a confident flourish, you complete your forgery. What do you see on the signature line?
2 names, Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter.
Indeed, they look distinctly different and very convincing. These might as well be their actual signatures.
They are. They're not real people. They can be whatever I want.
But they're not. And the document will be nullified if they dispute it. That means Everard will have to start over. All you need to do now is mail the signatures to Everard's accountant in La Delta. There was a mail delivery box in the plaza, near the corner of the bookstore.
Tremendous. We've done it. Great success. Now, back over we go.